Welcome to Honey Bee. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell. Real stories of love, lies, and betrayal, where every truth stings. Let's begin. My name's William. Just a week after my divorce was finalized, my ex-wife turned around and got married again. Yeah, you heard that right. She couldn't stop going on about how she had finally found her perfect husband. The way she bragged, you'd think she had won the lottery. But when I finally met this so-called perfect man she left me for, I honestly couldn't help but laugh. Before you think I'm just being bitter or childish, let's rewind for a second. To understand why I find it funny now, you need to hear the whole story. So, let's go back to where it all started. I first crossed paths with my ex-wife when I was visiting my aunt one weekend. My aunt loved it when I dropped by, so I made the trip whenever I could. That's when I met Evelyn. She knew my aunt from their church group. They weren't best friends, but close enough that she'd check in and help out occasionally. Truth be told, the first time I saw Evelyn, I hardly noticed her. Not because she wasn't attractive, she was, but you know how sometimes you meet people and they just don't leave an impression. That's exactly what it was. We exchanged a few polite words and went on with our day. If someone had asked me a week later to describe her, I probably wouldn't have remembered a single detail. A few months later, I visited my aunt again. This time, Evelyn was there helping out, tidying up, cooking, little chores around the house. We ended up talking more that day, and the conversation flowed surprisingly well. Before I knew it, hours had passed. As she was about to leave, my aunt nudged me and whispered, "Don't let that one get away." I just laughed it off, assuming she was teasing. But before Evelyn walked out, she casually said, "Hey, let's keep in touch," and exchanged numbers with me. After she left, my aunt teased me even more, joking that I was already hooked. I didn't think much of it then, but looking back, that was the beginning. I just didn't realize it yet. From there, Evelyn and I started talking a lot. We texted throughout the day and sometimes talked for hours on the phone at night. She always acted genuinely interested in whatever nonsense I rambled about. Early on, I made sure she wasn't seeing anyone. My aunt had already confirmed she was single, so I felt at ease moving forward. A few weeks later, I finally asked her out. She smiled and said yes. We planned our first date for the next weekend, and from there, things just clicked. Dating her felt effortless. We spent years together before marriage even came up. I always believe people who rushed into marriage ended up crashing because they never truly got to know each other. After several years, we decided it was time. We tied the knot, confident we had done everything right. But life doesn't always follow the plan. We thought taking it slow would guarantee a lasting marriage. It didn't. After the wedding, I landed a great job with better pay than anything I'd had before. It felt like the smartest move for us at the time, but the catch was constant travel, sometimes days, even weeks away. I hated leaving, but I saw it as a short-term sacrifice for long-term stability. Earn good money now, set us up comfortably, and later I could find something closer to home. It made sense to me. I thought it would make sense to Evelyn, too. At first, she supported me. But as the trips piled up, so did the resentment. Goodbye kisses turned into half-hearted nods. Instead of asking when I'd return, she'd roll her eyes and say, "Another trip, of course." I tried over and over to explain that I wasn't choosing work over her. I was doing this for us. But she didn't see it that way. To her, I was choosing my job over our marriage. I'd come home from a red-eye, exhausted, only to be met with arguments over trivial things. Then came the accusations. She looked me in the eye and asked if I was sleeping around on my business trips. She claimed it all made sense, that I wasn't tired from work, but from some other woman. At first, I brushed it off, thinking if I didn't feed into it, her suspicions would fade. I stayed calm, reassured her, told her she was wrong. But it didn't stop, it only escalated. Coming home felt like walking into a courtroom where I was always on trial. Eventually, I started avoiding the house altogether just to escape the constant tension. But even with distance, nothing changed. The coldness grew. And honestly, I wasn't happy being away either. I even looked for new jobs closer to home, but the offers paid barely enough to survive. It felt like no matter what, I had to choose between being broke or being miserable. One day, after returning from another trip, Evelyn greeted me with a smile. For a moment, I thought maybe she had grown tired of fighting. I thought things were improving. But soon I noticed she wasn't around much. She'd claimed she was running errands or spending time at a friend's house. I didn't want to assume the worst. I didn't want to be the paranoid husband. But that gut feeling kept growing. One afternoon, she said she was off to her friend's place. Hours later, the doorbell rang, and there was that same friend, standing right at my door asking if Evelyn was home. My heart sank. I invited her in, then called Evelyn. When I asked where she was, she answered without hesitation, at my friend's place. I looked across the room at her friend sitting on my couch. My stomach turned. I asked, "Is your friend there with you?" Without skipping a beat, she replied, "Yes, she's right here." That was it. She lied to my face without flinching. I didn't confront her right away. I decided to wait until she came home. That evening, I asked her directly where she'd been. She repeated the same lie. Calmly, I told her friend had been at our house. Her face shifted, but she doubled down, insisting I was mistaken. I told her to call her friend right then and clear it up. She refused, making excuses about not dragging her friend into our drama. When her lies failed, she flipped the script. She accused me of neglecting her, of abandoning her emotionally, of choosing work over her. She claimed if I'd been a better husband, she wouldn't have needed someone else. She even accused me of cheating too, since I traveled so much. Eventually, she admitted there was another man. She said he made her feel valued, said he was better than I ever was. She praised him endlessly, how attentive, supportive, and different he was compared to me. The moment she confessed, I didn't beg, argue, or plead. The next morning, I called a lawyer and filed for divorce. Hardest decision I ever made, but also the easiest. When someone shows you they don't value you, you don't stick around asking for more pain. You walk away. Divorce isn't quick or clean, it drags on with court dates, paperwork, endless arguments about who keeps what. The emotional weight is crushing. Through it all, Evelyn didn't seem bothered. She moved straight in with her new guy. Every time we spoke about legal stuff or splitting belongings, she threw in little digs like, "You were never enough anyway," or "Thank God I found someone who knows how to treat a woman." At first, her words cut deep. But eventually, I stopped letting them take up space in my mind. After nearly a year of legal battles, the divorce was finalized. Evelyn got a few things in the settlement, but I kept what truly mattered, my dignity. A week after the divorce was official, I heard she had already remarried. I was stunned at first, but I didn't get angry. I wished them luck and moved on. I figured I'd never see her again. But a month later, I bumped into them while running errands. Evelyn spotted me first, her smile instantly vanished. And when I saw the guy, I couldn't stop laughing. During the divorce, she boasted endlessly about how amazing, rich, and strong her new man was. But standing before me was a scrawny, unkempt guy who looked like he still lived with his mother. She quickly grabbed his arm and dragged him away like she was hiding a broken toy. I wished him a good day and walked off. I wasn't laughing because I hated her, I laughed because I realized I had dodged a bullet. I felt lighter, freer. That door was closed for good, and I had no desire to ever reopen it. Evelyn made her choice, and I made mine. In the end, I got the better deal, peace, freedom, and a wide-open future. After the divorce, I decided not to rush into another relationship. I needed time to heal, to understand what I wanted moving forward. Funny enough, one of Evelyn's friends started showing extra kindness, texting me, checking in, making small talk. But I stayed cautious. After all I'd been through, the last thing I wanted was more drama. Looking back, I learned some hard truths. First, no amount of patience can fix someone determined to misunderstand you. I spent years explaining, reasoning, reassuring, but if someone is set on painting you as the villain, nothing will change that. Second, you can't lose someone who was never really with you. I used to think losing Evelyn meant I failed, but she had checked out long before we signed those papers. She was physically present, but emotionally gone. I share this not for sympathy, but because maybe someone out there needs to hear it. Maybe you're trying to fix something broken, or blaming yourself for someone else walking away. If that's you, hear me out. Peace is better than pretending, and freedom is better than forcing something that hurts you. That's my story. What about you? Have you been through anything like this? What did you take away from it? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear them.